Hello Scorpio, here's a reading for you for December 2018. As you can see, the cards are already on the table because I was doing the reading in my native language first. It's a very interesting reading. I think it's the most intriguing reading of all signs that I've made. But first I want to tell you that this is for you if you have your sun or rising sign in Scorpio. But I also recommend to check your natal chart. You can click the link below and see where your personal planets are placed, and also check your signs where these planets reside, because these are the strong parts of your horoscope. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Remember that the future isn't set in stone. I'm not the master of your life. Neither the cards. They're just cards. This is the medium, this is the tool. We see energies here, and you can work with them, but you don't have to. It's also a decision whether I want to work with it or not. Okay? And yeah, don't underestimate your power, and don't give it up to anyone or anything, including me and the tarot. Okay, we can start. At the very center of your reading, indicating the main energy, you have 9 of Cups. And I usually see it quite differently than today, because usually I see it as a great card of being happy with what you are, who you are, where you are, how do you feel, feeling safe and self-sufficient and really well established emotionally, having it all, having wishes fulfilled. But today, in your reading, I see it more as a safe place. A place where you can go and be passive and just don't do anything and just sit and watch your life happening. And really nothing changes in this place. You are just there. And it's nice. It's nice. But I think you need more. And what's characteristic in this deck, that we see a great shield hovering in the air above this person. And it's quite significant when you look at the rest of the reading. So you're starting from the safe place. At the bottom of the deck, you have a magnificent King of Swords. He's sitting on an electric chair. So he's very pain resistant. Most of all, he wants to be just and not take sides. And he's quite aloof and quite away of his emotions, because he doesn't want to let the emotions influence his view and his judgments. So there's great need here to be just, to judge something, to make something equal or someone equal. It's all about justice and equality here. And once the decision is done, it's done. If you have watched Game of Thrones, it's like Ned Stark. He was a fine man and a very just one, right? But there's also the need to revise something when I look at the rest of the reading. Because, for example, you have Justice here. You have the Alien, which is the Hermit. You have the Tower. You also have King of Cups, which is quite a different personality. Let's start from the head, all right? The area of mind. You have the Alien, which is the Hermit in this deck. And the Hermit is looking for answers. He's asking questions and looking for answers and probably getting them, because this card indicates new knowledge gained, inner light that you bring from the place you've never been before. So there's new information coming. But what I feel is that it can be disturbing, because together with the alien we have Nine of Swords and we have King of Cups. And this is your card. This is you. A peaceful Rasta shaman smoking his pipe and floating in his top chop car. Piece of art, really. So you're here very flexible and fluent. New information is coming and something really disturbs you. There's fear in Nine of Swords. These are thoughts and patterns of thoughts that are really making you uncomfortable, that really seem very dangerous and threatening to you. And you always can go back to your safe place. And I think that's the challenge here. Because you can hide behind the shield. And you can stay here and do nothing with this new information and this disturbing thoughts. You will come to this place and feel safe again. But it's not going to disappear. This is Major Arcana card. It's not going to disappear. The new information is here. And it's going to stay. Whatever you do, it's going to stay. So you really have a choice here. Whether I want to feel safe above all, or do I want to challenge my thoughts and my thought patterns that are making me feel unsafe, insecure, threatened, not worthy, not enough, all this kind of stuff. What I also notice in this reading is that we have a fight here, a fight between reason and mind. King of Swords, Nine of Swords, Six of Swords, so 3 sword cards, and feelings and emotions. We have King of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Two of Cups. And in the area of emotions, we have Nine of Swords, and then we have Justice. What is this Justice doing? She's weighing between the heart and the brain. So emotions and reason. And they are contradicting each other. I think you want to have them in balance, but they are not. Because the mind is threatening your emotional stability right now. So it's a perfect time to focus on these mind games your mind is playing. But it may be very difficult, and that's why you can have this urge to hide here in this emotional blissfulness. But as I said, it's not going to go away. You can only postpone it. In the material area, you have King of Cups, the Tower, and the Princess of Wands. And the Tower is mostly about really expansion. I know people are afraid of this card because it means something sudden happening and destroying whatever is standing. But really, in reality, this is the card of Mars, and Mars isn't a planet of destruction. It's a planet of expansion. But sometimes expansion is done by distraction. You need to put something to the ground, burn it to the ground, and then build anew to expand. Perhaps it's too small. Perhaps it's wrongly built. But what I feel here is that it doesn't collapse at once. It doesn't collapse this month. You rather feel, because King of Cups feels everything, you rather feel that the base, the fundamental things are cracking. Crackling? It's still standing, but it won't last forever. And you see that the base is getting more and more vulnerable. And it's gonna fall, and you feel it, and perhaps you fear it. You're afraid of it. Because you know that when it falls, you're gonna appear naked and vulnerable. Ready to the world, loving and full of passion, but still vulnerable. And I think vulnerability is a real challenge for Scorpio. I know your sign very well. That's how my life was going, that I get to know Scorpios very well. And I loved them, and I hated them, and I admired them. Very strong emotions. Love prevails. But you know how Scorpio works. It's not a coincidence that you have this venom spike. And the main difficulty here is that the main challenge this month is that you really need to be off your guard. That the time is coming when you need to see yourself as vulnerable but still open to the world. And maybe be very difficult for you, I feel. And again, you may want to hide in your safe place of 9 of Cups and do nothing. And it's also a choice, I know. But there's another choice you can have. When I do personal readings, and not only in them, I think also in general readings, I sometimes say that, but especially in personal readings, when someone asks me, am I ready to be in a relationship? And the situation very often is that I say, I don't know, but perhaps not. Because I see that you still have some issues unresolved that are best resolved by yourself. But it also works the other way. There are issues that are best resolved with someone. And I feel that's the case this month. There is a problem with thoughts and thought patterns here that needs to be resolved, and you feel it. But you also feel that to resolve it, you need to be naked and vulnerable and open to the final card, 2 of Cups, which is partnership, someone else. Of course, this can be your relation with you, but I don't feel it this way this month. I think it's you and someone else. Someone who can magically help you realize what's the problem here. The universe, if we stay open, if we stay in this receiving mode, as it is called by some people, the universe is storming with answers, storming with resolutions if we let it. And I think this is the action area. That being so vulnerable and naked and open is difficult for you, and you may resist it. But this is what really takes you to a place of true enlightenment and healing. This caduceus here is a symbol of all the doctors in the world. This is real healing. This is seeing yourself in a totally different way. When I look at this picture, I see a vision that you may have when you are under influence of magical mushrooms. The colors and the way these people are one with reality. You see, they kind of merge with the wall behind them and with these vapors here. And that's the world that you may perceive without boundaries, without the artificial boundary between you and the rest of the world. Magic mushrooms do this, but also if your brain is in a state of trauma, sometimes you can also dissolve in a way, in a reality, in a universe. So if you drop your shields, you may see yourself and the problem you have, that I think is the problem with relationships, and how do I relate to others, how do I interfere with others. You may see this problem in a totally different and eye-opening way. And it's a little bit against you, you know. You resisted this magical creature here. It's pushing you towards this resolution, being open with someone else. You may resist it, but paradoxically, this may be the best thing that can happen to you. See yourself through other eyes. See yourself with a totally different recognition. That's what you can do if you allow it. But as I said, you can always go back here and be safe and learn nothing. The lesson will come this way or other way. So this is the best time to really look at your issues with the help of someone else, with the helping hand of someone else. And you need to be vulnerable. You need to be honest. You need to take your venom away. To really be close, to really touch someone else. I know it can be challenging. I know that. I pulled one additional card. What's this for? Or what's the bigger picture? And here's what I had. Four of Wands. And what do I see here? I see magic mushrooms. So it's really telling me that my intuition is working right, and that the universe wants to emerge in your life in a magical way. And sometimes it emerges by proximity of the other person. I don't know if you had such experience in life. I had. The person appeared in my life. I don't know where from, really. And one may say that this person did nothing. But the reality is that this person changed my life. And it doesn't even have to be a friend. It can be a lover, it can be a partner, it can be a friend, but it doesn't have to be. If you stay open, there are some people that are emerging in our lives for a purpose and then going away. But there's great gratitude in me that I have encountered this person. because I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be doing this if he didn't appear in my life. So you see, Four of Wands, stability, again, friendship, being really together. Look what's happening in this card. You can see that this person was having a mask, but the mask is dropping. They really see themselves. If you've seen Avatar movie, there is a beautiful scene where the two main heroes look at each other as they really are. And she says to him, I see you. And he says to her, I see you. Which means I really see you as you are. And I accept it. So that's the goal, which will bring real stability and real safety and security into your life. Okay? And then I pulled one additional card from Angels and Ancestors deck. And believe me or not, but it's Protection Guardian. And it fits beautifully because it says, drop your shields. Drop any shields of shame, resistance and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Precisely. Know, please focus. Thank you. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. A very fitting message. Dear Scorpio, I wish you a beautiful month, and I also wish you happy holidays, happy winter holidays, however you spend it. And I love winter solstice. It's an absolutely magic moment. So I wish you many magic moments during this month. And also a very happy new year. But I still hope I see you this year, because your reading for 2019 is still to come. And it's going to appear on the channel in a few days, I think. So, all the best, and until then, bye-bye.